Welcome everyone to Faded Worlds Blades in the Dark. Unfortunately, we are without a Mark today because he is off on vacation to have Faded Worlds and Blades in the Dark. He has we can chat with him by text, but can't quite get his voice, so sadly we'll have no mad scientist to spur our crazy cult towards horrible decisions. The rest of us will have to just pick up the slack. How is everybody?
Pretty good.
Yeah,
Good?
pretty good. A bit of a lazy day for me.
Excellent.
Same here.
Yeah, for me it remains to be seen. I do have a...
Yeah, the difference is that it's 8 p.m. here.
Yeah.
But still not too late for a cup of coffee.
That sounds dangerous. I think if I had coffee at 8, I've done that before, and I would be up. Well, okay, I often am up till 3 and 4 a.m. So it would be worse than that. That would be bad. Yeah.
I mean, I have to be at work at 5 a.m. tomorrow, so probably a good thing that it's only 10 a.m. for me right now.
Probably.
Yeah. So we were about to figure out where we left off, and it's been a couple weeks, and I don't remember. Other than
last week.
Yeah, we wound up.
No, we.
But I did rewatch the video last week, which reminded me where we were last week, and somehow I still remember that this week. So.
Ah.
You're so dedicated.
Right? If I was really dedicated, I would have watched it again this week. No.
Oh well.
Not right now. Later, maybe.
So, we were trying to convince some people that it was a good deal for you guys to have a shared profit scheme of taxation over the canals, and you were meeting with a leader of the canal doctors.
Oh, okay. I thought we already did that.
No, you were in the middle of the meeting when we wasn't it that? Who were in the middle of the meeting with then? You were in the middle of a meeting with someone.
That was the one before.
Okay. Yeah, because I remember
Because then we went melting the building, and I got my hands screwed up and almost died.
Oh, right.
And then I think we ended with...
Alright, I lied. I have no idea where we're at.
Never mind. Then I think we ended with Synced fixing my hands, but I might be wrong.
Yeah, you started a clock for that. Did that actually... Where's everybody's character sheets? Why am I
I think we did... Place? Yeah, I think we ended with downtime after that.
That's ringing bells. It's ringing bells. Oh, why... Where's that VOD? What is my problem?
I have an excuse. I wasn't playing last week, or the week before that.
Right. Oh yeah, you got your hands rebuilt. Yeah, no, and they're nearly indestructible.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I lose all of my GM cred. Let me look and see if I have something written in my notebook, because I could have sworn I wrote this stuff down. Let's see.
You're always very on top of things, so I think we can forgive you for
being
behind after we missed
after everything went to what? Let's see. And also
forgive her.
What do you
guys
wife
mean?
and daughter.
Let's meet her.
There can be no forgiveness.
You know that she decides our fates, right? For the next 4 hours.
Right.
Well then.
Just saying.
I guess we can let this one slide.
Oh, I was just gonna sort of warm up my lack of forgiveness for the horrible things that'll happen later.
Right.
Fair enough. I mean, whatever works for you.
The people who... Oh, right, because they did a retaliation against you guys at the base.
Mm-hmm.
One of them was the leader, and they got caught, and you guys have him, and then
lost him, right? Like,
yeah.
Did we?
Zing was gonna give them some sort of concoction, and it went poorly.
So that...
But I don't remember how that resolved. Like
most of the canal doctors got the cure. He stayed behind to be a prisoner, but they're gonna come after him. He's still a prisoner for you guys. At least one canal doctor. Okay. Blue Tom. It's a guy. Boy, this would really help if I could read my own handwriting.
No.
Chemical?
That's a good
That
sign.
makes sense. And the girl that you guys converted got arrested.
Mm-hmm.
You guys didn't do anything about that, so she's in prison.
Yeah, we kind of sacrificed her. On the altar of officialdom.
Yes. Okay, that's right. So you guys, we just finished downtime. We're gonna look into another thing.
Due to all of our integrity.
So much integrity, you guys. Awesome, brilliant. I knew I had notes on it. I just didn't look far enough. Okay, sweet. So, yeah. You guys were talking about wanting to, like, expand, get, like, a spirit well or something.
I think we wanted to get more
do
reputation.
That so you could get... You want more reputation? That's a good call.
I think so, because we wanted to get, like, level up our cult a bit.
Yes.
Okay.
And I think there were vague plans to... Like, there's, of course, the guy that we're holding hostage, and the girl that we might want to rescue, so...
Those are both good plans. What does the crew want to do? Let's cut over to the meeting room. Obviously, I think Zig is down in his lab.
I bet he's experimenting on the leader
on TikTok.
Of the other...
the on TikTok.
Prisoner.
On the prisoner? Oh, okay. Yeah, now they're pissed. The canal doctors are going to be pissed when they get him back.
Well, I mean, you know.
As you do.
Maybe he likes having little purple horns on his arms.
Yes, the rest of the canal doctors are just going to have to learn to embrace the new flesh.
Yep. All right. Cool. I love it. I need to name this guy. Are you sure you've gotten his name out of him by this point? So you probably want to know what it is.
Yeah.
But besides that, I'll get back to you with a name in just a few moments. Yeah, what kind of plan do you guys want to look at? So you're all sitting around in an upper tower of the bridge where you guys have your church, and Dionia is not there with you this time.
Do we know what the girl is called? Did she have a name?
Probably. I mean, you guys converted her over, right?
I imagine that if she has a name, Lan might not know it, though.
I think Zig knows it, because who was the one that actually converted her to
Brooke,
your cause. Yeah?
I don't think it was me. I don't remember that. But
either way,
yeah.
Milan is kind of like leaning against the wall, kind of the room.
Oh, and did we ever come to a final decision on that second special ability for the cult?
Oh, right. Yeah, you guys had a level up, but you didn't take. You guys were discussing what you wanted it to be and never.
I think we did decide, but I think we were gonna go with the one that Brad liked because everybody else was like, "Yeah, I'll prefer that one, but I don't care."
So chosen, I think.
Chosen.
I'll get +1 to either tune, study, or sway.
I guess so.
Oh, right.
That's a good one. It's a good one. Let me mark that here.
So we can add those points on our character sheet?
Yeah, go right ahead. Add it on your character sheet now. You get a +1 to attune, study, or sway. Only one of those. And you cannot raise it above 3. So if you already have 3 in one of those, pick something else.
Yeah, I'm just...
I have now attuned with somewhat attuned with the creature that is partially holds sway over me.
Mm-hmm.
And I have found a new interest in our fine library.
Cool.
We're in the meeting room.
Yeah, there's a big table. I mean, I figure that Victor and Zig are down working with the canal dockers leader guy, whose name I still haven't written down yet.
Do you have any idea what you said that happened to Leah? Because she disappeared all of a sudden, or was it just okay? She's not here now.
The girl, or who?
No, my
Daimia?
character.
Oh, your character?
Yeah.
You just didn't go on the last mission, and now you're you basically you stayed behind.
Oh, I thought it was you guys continued the mission we started when I was here.
We did. You were just being in the room.
You were just there.
Okay.
You didn't contribute it very much to the fight, but I think I gave you your share of coin anyway. If there was some.
I think so. Yeah.
I feel like there was, and then I gave it to you. Anyway,
cool.
Yeah. So this guy's name is
And what happened since Leah is that we went to the Docker's vault to
right. You went to the Docker's vault and you burned it and melted
that
it.
they couldn't save their stuff in there anymore, their taxes, which meant that we would automatically get all the taxes because they couldn't hold the money anyway.
Wow, that's mean.
Yeah, wasn't that nice?
Zinged had this substance that, on contact with something, like instantly melted it. So I sneaked in and then ended up pouring acid over my own hands, and they ended up getting a bit destroyed. And Brooke just got me out at the end, and we did successfully melt their vault. At the same time, however, they had planned counterattack. So while we were off destroying their base, they were off at ours. And Zinged did manage to keep most of them away. Trickery toxins. He did capture one of them, one of their leaders, and he is in our possession right now. And obviously, they want him back.
Okay, the Canal Dock leader, his name is Laudius Rowan.
I guess.
Just so you all know. Yep. Perfect.
Ooh. That's a pretty good name.
As we're in the meeting room, Lan is leaning against a wall in a bit of a dark corner. And he says, I kind of feel bad about the girl. I think we should go get her.
Where is she exactly?
This girl, the daughter that I had captured, we converted her. Or Farouk did, I think. To our faith. And then at some point we got into trouble, and instead of letting one of us get arrested, we had her get arrested. Saying like, yeah, she is the mastermind behind it all. So she's currently being arrested.
And yes, how do you propose to free her, given that she is with them?
Lan shrugs and says, I don't know. Get her out? You're the mastermind here.
Well, I mean, what's done is done. I think continue with our agenda.
Say so.
Yes, when we are in a position to influence the Bluecoats, then certainly we should retrieve her. But I don't know that time is now.
Maybe we should do something to get into a position to influence her.
All right.
Maybe Someone's the Bluecoats wants a favor. Who knows? Everybody always wants favors.
A favor from us, though?
That could be a social plan right there. Go talk to the Bluecoats and find out what favor they want from you.
Well, I was working on a project that might help us in the area of trading favors. I only need a few more things.
Like?
Well, okay, so what else do I need to get done to, like, start birthing demons into the world? There's a clock. So I guess it isn't necessarily defined what needs to be next, but if I can steer us towards that would be awesome.
You can steer Lan towards everything.
You need to get Damon pregnant.
You rock. Do we need to find a demon for you?
There is always a Drumolich, who was the demon you spoke with before. And there's other demons around. If you want to figure out when to lay some eggs in you.
Okay.
Or however that works. Pretty sure that's how we determined it worked.
Oh, and I apologize for the distraction, but thank you so much, Shadow Gameplays, for the follow. I appreciate it greatly. You rock.
Rock.
So, yeah, I mean, I I don't know if that's like maybe it's just like a downtime thing that I should just continue following rather than like having our.
Well, I mean,
like,
if you want
having
to
be part of a score.
We can always talk to the Bluecoats, and you can see if they're interested in having a demon baby.
I mean, seems kind of unlikely, but there may be something else you can offer to them.
Well, yeah, I was thinking more along the lines of I as a favor for give some demon that wanted it uh, uh, entrance into the world, and then the favor they owed me, I'd trade to the Bluecoats, or one more level of uh, uh, of favors along the line, like to trade that favor to some occultist who's highly placed in the nobility, and that person would get our member released.
Yes.
And we do know a Lisette Pritchard. I don't know if she would be interested in like a favor from a demon, but we could.
She seems like the type.
Okay.
From what I remember of her.
So
yeah, if you want to go talk to Lisette.
Okay. Let's do that thing. Throughout the meeting, Farouk seemed pretty excited because he was hoping for another appearance of Dionia. So now that we're on this plan, he seems a little bit not exactly down because he's sort of manic in general, but there may be like a little bit of like disappointment coming off of him, and that won't necessarily register as disappointment. It may look more like just being in a bad mood, or like smiling but not in a pleasant way. I don't know.
I figured that was his default expression. Smiling but not in a pleasant way.
There is that.
Yeah.
He's probably on edge, excited by every little movement and sound, expecting that this is actually the goddess herself.
And then it's not, and you're sad.
It's a constant, ups and downs in your emotional, in your soul and thought.
So, do you want to just talk to Lisette and be like, "Hey, can you take care of this for me?" Or do you want to make this like a score where the promise of a demon baby maybe nets you a little bit more than just freeing someone from jail?
Let's see if we can make it a score. Sure.
Okay. So it sounds to me like it's probably a social plan. If you guys agree with me, then tell me. Tell me, what does it look like when you approach Lisette? Do you just walk up to the front door of her mansion? Do you sneak in through the gardens? Like, how do you visit her? Like, do you send a card around, and have her come to the church?
I imagine on our way over there, Lan would kind of like walk beside Farouk for a moment and put his sleeve for a bit and mutters very quietly, bit ashamed, like, "Hey, would you mind, leaving me a little bit out of this? I'm still pretty stressed out from earlier."
Very well, Lan. Whatever you need.
You immediately see him go red, and he's like, "Well, obviously, I can do stuff."
How well do we know this lady, if at all?
She's listed as a contact, so she's someone you guys know and associate with. So
she's our best known contact, right?
Yeah.
Your favorite.
Your favorite contact. This is someone you guys know and trust pretty well. She's not going to just screw you over for no reason. She may still screw you over if you give her a reason.
Which I'm sure we'll manage at some point.
I'm sure. But yeah, for the most part, she's pretty much a good. She's good for the gang, pretty much.
Do we know what she likes and approves of and strives for and stuff like that? What she basically, what goes well with her? What would show us in the best light possible? Bringing her a present, a tribute. I don't know.
Yeah. Maybe before we go to her, we should ask around to find out what what she wants, what she needs, that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So gather information is a downtime activity. So to do that, it's going to cost you a coin. And then you tell me how are you getting this information? Are you schmoozing with some of her friends? Are you paying off her butler? Are you getting rumors at the coffee shop? Like how do you get this information? And do you pay the coin personally, or does it come out of the crew has no money in the coffee.
We're out.
Somebody has to pay for this out of their pocket.
Lan never has money.
I would pay for that. And I would you mentioned her butler. That seems like a cool idea.
Sure.
I'm going to go up to him and be very
hello.
Yeah, very flirty and nice and then convince him that it's my intentions are just to to get to know his mistress better, because I'm planning a a surprise for her, and I want to see what she needs and wants, and if there's been anyone special visiting her or talking to her, and basically that's the way I'm going about it.
Does he know you, since she's a good friend of the gang and this is her trusted servant? So is he familiar with you and the fact that you're part of the Shroud of Dania? Or not?
Well, it depends how open she is with him, I guess. I'm sure he would have seen me around.
Okay.
I'm not sure if she would have told him who exactly I am, but I would be familiar to him. So it's not just a random stranger asking about his.
Gotcha. In that case, it sounds to me like you are using consort to talk to your friend. If you do not agree with that, tell me a little bit more what skill you want to use, and I think sway would also fit.
Well, to be completely honest, I have forgotten most of the skills and what they do exactly, but yeah, what you say makes sense. If you don't think sway is is appropriate, I can use my special ability to use sway instead of consort. But either way, I'm.
So let me read you the actions as they are here. Actually, I can show this to you.
Yeah.
Show this to players. When you consort, you socialize with friends and contacts. You might gain access to resources, information, people, or places. You might make a good impression or win someone over with your charm and style. You might make new friends or contacts with your heritage or background. You could try to direct your friends in a joint endeavor, but commanding might be better. Whereas sway, when you sway, you influence with guile or reason. You might lie convincingly, you might persuade someone to do what you want, you might argue a compelling case that leaves no clear rebuttal, you might try to trick people into affection or obedience, but consorting or commanding might be better. So, given what you want out of this, I would say that you can use sway, but it would be to limited effect. Whereas if you were to use consort, you would get a normal effect. Either way, this would be a fortune roll. So basically, there's no threat of danger if you mess up the roll, even a 1, 2, or 3. That will give you a result on the quality of your information. A 1, 2, or 3 would be poor information, but if you're rolling sway, you would get nothing. Basically, he would accuse you of being a liar, or you would be leery of your intentions. Whereas if you use consort, a 1, 2, or 3 will definitely still get you something. So you're more likely to get a higher result with sway, but it's going to tear down. But anyway, basically.
Well, I'm going to use sway anyway, because that's just how she goes about
it.
So
if you spend your stress to use your special ability to use sway, you will not have that penalty.
Yeah, I'm doing that.
Okay, so spend the 2 stress, and
let me just find where the stress is.
And do you want help?
I want help with finding the stress thing.
You're on the right page. You switched over to it already. Yeah, go back over to the other page.
It's on the character rather than playbook.
Right underneath Vice Purveyor.
Yeah.
Stress 1 of 9.
Oh, right. Okay, it's 3 now.
Yes.
And I'm going to use my sway.
You go back over to the other page.
Yes.
Click the sway button.
I'm in a controlled.
Yeah, it's not.
Position? It basically doesn't matter right now, right?
Technically, yeah. Just go ahead and put controlled.
Okay.
Technically, it should. You should actually be clicking the fortune button, and then just putting in 3 for sway.
Oh, right.
But
sorry for being.
No, it's fine.
The fortune roll, and then.
But he didn't forgive you earlier. You shouldn't forgive him now.
Oh well.
Well, I'm just a more forgiving person. What can I say? I'm a more forgiving person, but a less forgiving GM. So there's that.
So she totally forgives you when you die.
Yeah, exactly.
What do I put as a input value? Is it a gather info or?
Gather info is the fortune roll.
Yeah.
And then.
What's the note? Just a note?
Yeah, you don't need to put anything in there, but I guess you could put information about Lizette. Like, this is what you're gathering information about.
And you're how many dice are you getting?
3.
3. Okay. So actually, why don't I hold off on helping for when we're actually talking to Lizette and like the chips are really on the line, then we go all out.
Yeah. Cat, you are a cat.
Then I spelled Lizette wrong.
That's fine.
2 1s. Cool.
No, but you got a 6. That's what's most important. So
but it was almost very bad.
Almost, but not. So great. That is good information that you get back. So that is fine information. So he tells you what the items that you would that she would find most appealing as a gift, a particular brand of brandy, that kind of stuff. She hasn't had any recent tutors or anything along those lines, and she's always willing to see her good friends, Farouk and Lan and Leah. So, basically, you've laid the groundwork. Get some extra dice in this engagement roll to let's see. I can roll. Anyway, yeah. All right. So, so you're basically you're bringing these items that he suggests to her. Was it the plan? I'm just trying to.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Cool. And so you're just gonna all come by the mansion?
I imagine we would.
All right. Sweet.
Lan, unless Lan, you want to stay back a bit.
I wonder what Lan would reply to that. He kind of feels useless in social situations, but then he doesn't want you guys to go and protect her, even if it's towards a friend. I think he'd come along just to be sure. But he would, hang around in the background, try not to mess anything up.
Okay. So you get normally this would be 2 dice for an engagement, but you've got fine preparation, so you're gonna get 3 dice. And a 6, bam. Exactly as planned.
Obviously.
You're greeted warmly. Lizette, hugs and kisses both your cheeks as you come in through the courtyard. There's this beautiful statue. She leads you up the front steps into the foyer and into a sitting room. She accepts your gift of brandy and pours everyone a glass. Well, it's a welcome sight to see all of you. What do I owe the honor?
Well, it is, of course, a great pleasure to see you as well. We come bearing an opportunity, a very rare one.
An opportunity from you is always intriguing, Farouk.
Oh, thank you. I believe that we will very shortly be engaged with the spirit world in such a fashion where we will be able to be owed a favor. And I thought that that situation is something that you, in your position, might be able to very much take advantage of.
I see. What kind of favor are we speaking of? Speak plainly, Farouk. I don't have all the time in the world.
Well.
Farouk speaking plainly.
Yeah, what? That doesn't happen. That is just the thing. I believe that this is an opportunity where you could delineate essentially what you needed from the spirit world, and it could be provided. And in return, there might be some small recompense that we might need, but that is certainly not the focus here. The focus is what you want.
I see. Truly, you think that you'll be set up in such a way to bring me my heart's desire?
Well, preparations have been proceeding well. There is still a critical juncture ahead, and but I will be putting my own flesh on the line to make sure that this happens.
You've never shied away from consequence, Farouk.
It's true. All for the glory of great Diania.
Indeed. Now tell me, what is the price you ask of me to grant me this boon? Certainly it comes with a cost, as does all things.
Well, unfortunately, one of our members has fallen into an unfortunate situation with the blue coats. And if you could just perhaps, whisper into the right ears regarding that would be most appreciated. And as always, the shroud, uh, in its good works, often finds the coffers empty, and once again, that is the case. So, if something could be done in that direction as well, that would be wonderful, wonderful.
Okay. Yeah. Would you like to? Would you like to roll a consort here? To you can. I mean, Leah and Lan have not really spoken up here at all. But if you want to make this a group action, you can all roll consort, or Leah can spend stress and roll sway instead, and still have it count towards this consort. In order to, if everyone wants to chime in, but if Lan wants to just stay quiet, then everybody else can roll.
Yeah, I think Lan is going to pointedly sit there and not touch his brandy because he's underage, so he's not allowed to have it.
I don't really think there's an age limit on that sort of thing in Dustfall, but
I imagine he believes there is. if not for an age limit, then it would just be to keep his focus.
Mm-hmm.
So remind me, when we are doing a group action, we all
he might
the
have
same...
sniffed it to pretend being polite.
When we're doing
in a group action, there's multiple different ways to do a group action, but
Oh, and what was the I'm sorry. I'm interjecting with sort of a side note, which is which is that it there probably isn't underage drinking as a there isn't a minimum age to drink in Duskfall, but in Aruvia there probably is because it's I think that we've been giving it a little bit of a hold on, there's a cat wandering by. Little bit of a Middle Eastern feel, and alcohol is very much looked down on there, so it makes sense. So sorry that was a tangent.
Nope, that makes sense.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I mean, I could totally participate, but I feel story-wise, Lan just wouldn't. I know that might be a little boring, but I'm trying to play Lan as he
totally fine. So, if you look at this player reference I just showed everybody, there's 4 different types of teamwork actions. There's the assist, where you take a stress and describe how, by not doing the same action, you're helping in some way, and give the person who's doing it an extra die. Like, if you believe that sitting there silently and not touching your brandy is helping Farouk's case, then spend a stress and give him an extra die, but only one person can assist on a roll. Lead a group action. Farouk is definitely leading this action if it's going to be a group action. Roll each character who participates in the group action, so everyone who is consorting here may roll. and then the single best roll counts towards the total. But it applies across the board. But whoever's leading the group action, again, that would be Farouk in this case, has to take stress if anybody fails. Protect is the ability to face danger for a teammate. You step in front of a sword, you take a social consequence, you whatever. Basically, you if fictionally positioned in such a way that you can possibly take the blow for them, you take the blow for them. And then finally, setup is to do something before they take an action in order to have them have a better outcome or an improved position. Right now, you guys are in a dominant position, speaking to her in her own house, on her own, brought her a gift. You're not talking about anything that is inflammatory. You're talking with your friend in a friendly way, but there's still a tiny risk that if you say the wrong thing, things could go sour because she's a noble and you guys are a bunch of scum. As you do. So right. I guess the question is, Lan, do you think that what you're doing is in any way helping this situation?
I don't think so. I think it's
okay.
He's very busy trying not to screw up the situation by being himself.
Okay. So you're not making it worse, but you're not making it better. Got it.
Yeah. Well, I might accidentally make it worse. I mean, that'd be like Lan.
We'll see that.
Situations.
We'll see.
I imagine if things go wrong, it would be Lan's fault.
Probably. Leah, are you going to chime in here and help as a group action? Or are you going to do something else and pay 1 stress to give Farouk an extra die?
I'm going to help out as a group action.
Okay.
And then turn to Lizette after Farouk's monologue, if we can call it that, and say, Lizette, you know me. I don't come from much. I was nothing, and I did achieve something here and there, but you of all people know what I strive towards, and you can be absolutely convinced that if you help us with this small matter, I will be absolutely sure that you get what Farouk has so passionately described and promised.
Okay. Yeah, she nods. She's listening. So you guys can both roll your. You can roll your consort unless you feel like you're lying about this. I don't think you're lying.
No, I absolutely intend to do what I say. I don't know how well it'll actually work out, but yeah.
And I will take 2 more stress and roll my sway instead of consort. Let me mark it. Do I roll before or after Farouk? Or does it? Or it doesn't matter?
It doesn't matter.
Okay. And I'm just taking... so I'll be taking 1 stress if Leah fails, plus
Correct.
whatever if I want to pay stress to push myself.
Correct.
Okay.
If you fail, you do not take any stress. That's one of the advantages of leading this group action.
Okay.
Cool. Is it a fortune roll again, or just a sway roll?
No. This is going to be in a dominant position for a normal effect.
It just has risky, controlled, and desperate.
Sorry, controlled.
Oh, it's controlled.
Yes.
And I guess I'm going to go ahead
and... The name of dominant and controlled has gone back and forth a couple of times.
And the effect is standard, I'm guessing? Standard, limited, or great?
Standard.
Okay.
Yeah, sorry about that, but I'm just still behind.
Partly my fault for using the incorrect terminology.
Okay. And I suppose that I can't take as devil's bargain the fact that I'm going to be getting pregnant with a demon baby, because that's part of the fiction going in. Okay, yeah, I figured.
Yeah. No.
So I'll just I guess I'll just push myself.
You can do that. Too stressed to push yourself.
Okay. And I guess I'll be rolling consort. Is that
Yes,
consort
reasonable? Is correct.
Okay.
The consort makes the most sense, unless you wanted to demand money and use command. I don't feel like that goes.
No, I don't think that would be a good idea at all.
We'd have to change the position and the effect of all of this if you were to change that. This was under the assumption that you were rolling consort. So
okay, and then for effect is standard or great?
Standard.
Okay. And it's
those new die rolls really look fancy.
Yeah.
Boom.
Wow.
That
you
is
got
a crit.
2 6s. Yeah,
that's a crit.
Nice.
So it goes from standard up to exceptional. You do it with increased effect. So she says, "Oh yes, of course. Just a moment." And out comes one of her servants. She calls him over and whispers something in his ear, and he goes off. Says, "And this will take a little bit of time, but would you like some tea, maybe crackers, small cakes?"
I would love some, and Leah sits comfortably in the biggest chair in the room.
Yeah, and like she looks over at Lon where he's like not saying or doing anything. He's like, and you, dear one, maybe something a little less strong. Milk?
Lan just goes like red,
Mm-hmm.
all the way up, and it's like, yes, please, and makes like a weird little bow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she kind of smiles at his awkwardness, and summons over another servant, and a few minutes later, like a tea tray rolls in with like little finger cakes and some tea and a tall glass of cold milk for Lon, and like there's some cookies and scones or whatever. And
Lisette, you're too kind.
Oh, but no. Truly, you, Farouk, and the entire Shroud of Diania, Diania herself, her alluring beauty be praised, is truly worth all of this time and effort. Just sit a while and enjoy my company.
Oh, well, very much so.
So she will just sit and small talk with you guys for a while. Probably half an hour to an hour. Unless you guys want to leave or bring up another topic. Uh-oh. Losing Dimmy.
Dimmy, where are you?
Am I here? Can you hear me, guys?
Yes. Yeah, I can hear you.
Can hear
Just
you,
can't
yes.
see you.
Yeah, I can only see Kelsa right now.
Oh.
Well,
I can see you. Oh, now I can't.
I'm resetting the...
Okay. Cool.
Now you're back, yay!
But I think all right now.
Yeah.
Cool.
Lana's just gonna sit there and be awkward and try to follow Farouk's every move. Like if Farouk's lift up his cup with pinky raised, then Lan will try to do the same with his glass of milk. And when Farouk takes a cupcake, Lan will take a cupcake.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I love it. I love it. So yeah, a number of a number of time later, like about an hour probably passes. She, speaks about politics and about how difficult it is to be a noble and, all of that kind of thing.
Yeah. Yeah. In the process of that, do we happen to pick up any scuttlebutt about what's going on in noble society?
Yeah. Let's get some scuttlebutt. Let me flip over to my faction page where I have some notes. Let's see. Oh yeah. Okay. So you have so she mentions that the hive, which is basically the merchants guild of the area, has been having a bit of a feud with the ink rakes because they are publishing things that are less than savory about the hive's practices. Of course, everything with the ink rakes are the newspaper publishers.
Yeah, they're friends, if I remember correctly.
Yes, they are your friends. Well, they're not your friends, you're just in good with them, but you have to be better. You have to be better friends with them to be friends.
Okay.
Yes, the newspaper people. So they've been printing somewhat inflammatory things about the hive, and technically everything they've printed is true, which is part of why the hive is very upset, because they've gone to great lengths to keep those things secret. That's kind of like the biggest scuttlebutt that you guys pick up on is this kind of white collar war going on between the Merchants Guild and the newspapers, where the newspapers are printing things about their unethical practices, and then the Merchants Guild are refusing to sell them ink, and they're having to go to smugglers to be able to print their newspapers. And then the hive is getting pissed off that they're going to smugglers instead of going through them or coming up like they were supposed to. That whole kind of thing. So
maybe we can make that our next mission to gain some favor with the ink rakes, gain some reputation for ourselves by helping out the ink rakes.
That could work. Yeah.
On the other hand, facts are even when true are often just a hindrance. The hive might have a point there.
Yeah, right.
But the ink rakes are friends.
True. I'm not saying go against one or the other. I'm just saying that both sides have their,
And ink rakes are very useful friends, especially if you want more reputation.
True.
Yeah, I think we definitely don't want to burn bridges with the ink rakes just to gain favor with the hive. But, if we can figure out something where we make them both happy, then perhaps that'd be better.
Well, we can find something
juicier
for the ink rakes to...
You live on a bridge. You don't want to burn bridges.
Yes.
Yeah, so after about an hour and you get all of this juicy gossip, the servant that she had sent out returns with some paperwork that Lizette signs, and then he leaves again, and she says, Well, it is done. Your little friend will be released soon. Probably will take a day or two because you know how those blue coats are.
Of
And
course.
Tamarin will be presenting you with a writ of credit in order to help alleviate the financial situation that the Shroud is facing currently.
Excellent, excellent. Thank you. I am sure that this will be the continuance of a most profitable relationship, and I look forward to uh, uh, bringing about those things to which you desire as well. What exactly did what?
She smiles at that like, and it's not entirely a pleasant smile. Like,
we know
it
those.
matches Farouk's smile a little bit too well, and it's like kind of creepy.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Well, new boss of the town is born.
Did we get a sense of what she wanted? Like, do I know what I'm going to be bargaining
actually,
for
can I
from?
try and do that? Can I try and read her? That's something I might be able to do.
Yeah. You've been sitting there quietly. You could have been studying her this whole time.
I would have been, definitely.
Okay, so you're still in a controlled situation. And
I imagine
I think,
survey would be applicable.
Yeah, either survey or study would be applicable. Survey is usually for like a quick assessment of the situation, whereas study is like sitting there staring at them for an hour, which is more of what you did. Survey will get you less information. Study will get you more information.
I am twice as good at survey as at study. Or I guess technically infinitely as good.
Yeah.
Fair.
I think Lan is just sitting there, like, trying to mimic Farouk, and then, he might, accidentally, because of his keen sight, pick up on something.
Okay, that's fair. Would you like to push yourself, or are you interested in a devil's bargain?
What would this devil's bargain be? I can totally imagine that there'd be some social implications where Lan, reads something and then
you
spills some milk all over
You weren't
himself.
there for the microscope game, were you? Where we came
No,
up with Lizette? Okay, so this is gonna be out of left field for you, but maybe, how old is Lan again?
We didn't hear that.
15.
15.
So young.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh dear.
Yeah. Okay. So the devil's bargain I'm proposing is, regardless of whatever else you get from this interaction, and I'm sure this is gonna be all the more awkward for Lon, you get the impression, and it's up to you, whether it's true or not, maybe Len doesn't know, but he gets the impression that this... How old did she wind up? I could go over and look at the other Roll20. Actually, I'm gonna do that real quick. Hold on. Just hold that thought. This is serious business here for a second, guys. Not at all, but
this is exciting. Kind of, there's something coming, and I don't know what it is.
I don't think I can actually view that page because it's not on there anymore.
Oh, maybe I can help with that. Hold on a sec.
We played it as I think it was it was played as House of Reeds.
Yes.
But I don't remember if it had its own. It was here. Aha, I found it. See these notes?
Oh yeah, and we only had one. There's only one instance, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it was either or not.
41. That's what I thought. That's how old I thought she was. Good. So yeah, you get the impression that this 41-year-old woman is a cougar and she's interested in Lan. Like she's like whatever else she's thinking. She's like, I could break that boy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, he does not know what to do with that.
I figured.
And I think that's the sort of thing that Farouk would encourage. Like, yes, there's this chance that Lan will freak out somewhere down the line and mess things up, but it's too great a temptation to have that in. But
right.
I guess I'll take that devil's bargain.
Yeah, go ahead, my boy. Brilliant. It'll be wonderful. You'll learn a lot.
What is my position? Right? Risky, controlled, or desperate?
It's controlled.
The effect standard?
The effect is standard, yeah.
And I get one extra, I imagine?
You get one extra, yeah.
5.
That's not bad.
No, certainly not.
So, on a 5, you do it, but there's a consequence. And I figure probably the consequence has something to do with
Did a little bit too much skin.
So yeah, it takes extra time. It has reduced effect. You suffer harm, or you end up in a risky position. I figure like he winds up just staring at her like awkwardly for a really long time.
I can totally imagine him doing that.
Yeah. So besides that, she wants, like the whole story she told about the ink rakes and the hive. You got the impression that she wanted the hive kind of put in their place. She was kind of rooting for the ink rakes, but like being like they're kind of going about it in a stupid way, you know? Like, so she wants to have them the hive is a bunch of wannabe nobles. They are common men and women who have made some money for themselves and think that they're better than noblemen, and it's just right.
Nerve.
I know, right?
So this was relating to what she wanted in that situation, but not what she wanted with the favor she got, right?
Yeah. I mean, that was like the first part of it. But as far as the favor, she's taken you into the garden before, and in the garden there is a sculpture of weird tentacles coming up out of the ground, and you've been out there a couple of different times, and every time you're there, you're not sure, but you're pretty sure the tentacles are in different positions than they were before. And that's not right, and that's not natural. And when you guys were talking about favors, like her eyes flicked over to the window where you could see that sculpture out the window in the garden. And so you think that she wants to do something about that statue of a tentacled horror, but you're not entirely clear as to what she wants to do with it. I think you got distracted by her other intentions.
Guys, I have to take a short break. I'm sorry about that.
Okay.
Hello?
I hope no more than 5 minutes, but not completely sure.
Shall we just take a break overall?
Sure. We can do that.
Okay.
That's why I asked, like, if he was like half an hour, then that didn't matter, but it might just be 5 minutes.
Cat!
All right.
Kitty. Hi, Cat. I love you because
And
you're cat.
I will... Oh, wait, that's... I think it was way far up.
That's not
Sorry
how it
about
works.
that. Well, I don't know. Should be fine. But I'm going to... before we actually go into the break... that is on... So yeah, this may be the first successful test of there being break music. We'll see.
Ooh.
Yeah, fancy.
I'll turn on the volume just to find out.
Okay. Let me set that. Okay. So we'll be back in 5-ish. Stick around, please.